Friends like these. United Colonies. President Abeo has directed me to speak to Deputy McIntyre. Is that how that's spelled? Over in interstellar affairs. It sounds like she's going to help me get access to the archives. Don't I have to wait for the other two factions to approve it?
What? Oh, sorry, just Terramorph attack. I'm lucky to still be here.
Especially considering you were up here in this nice, comfy room. Unlike all the other people. Oh no, that person's things are levitating! Terramorphs.
Howdy.
Why are you standing? Oh. Nova Galactic Manual 3 permanently reduces fuel needed for a grav jump by an additional 1%. Well, that's kind of a bland-looking magazine. Elizabeth?
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
They're the repositories for all the banned data from the Colony War.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
I don't think the UC should be the ones running this. There should be a 4th neutral party that all 3 of them give their codes to, not the UC. But okay. What can you tell me about these codes? Can we forge them?
No. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated on the fly based on biometric keys kept by each of the ambassadors on their person at all times. They're impossible to create without those keys, and those keys stay with the ambassadors, meaning we're accessing nothing if we can't get them on our side.
We could tell her we're going to torture them, but you'd think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
And of course, House Varun's got a Balmore. Tell me about Balmore of House Varun.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
House Varun wasn't involved in the war, right? Why? What's wrong with the House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Well, I'm sure he can be reasoned with. House Varun are people, just like us.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmor is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What kind of life signs did you detect in the embassy?
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
Okay, I thought it was like creatures, because it can't be zealots, they would know. Wait, has no one actually been inside the embassy?
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside. We've snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Okay, that's a little odd thing to say. What do I do if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Alright, I will track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Okay, so this is the real reason they're sending me. They don't want to send any of their people into these places. Got it. Tell me about Ambassador Radcliffe of the Free Star Collective.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
So they're probably wanting me to steal them. But I'm a member of the Rangers. Alright, tell me about these other tools.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
All right, well, any other things I should avoid doing inside the embassy?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Okay, what can you tell me about this staff member? Like, can they join my crew? Is that what we're talking?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
All right, sounds good. That's all the info I need for the moment on Ambassador Radcliffe.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
So I was giving credits to be able to bribe if I need to. I've gotten the rundown from Deputy McIntyre on both ambassadors. She suggested I start by trying to negotiate with Ambassador Radcliffe of the Freestar Collective and dig up some dirt on her if she doesn't agree.
Welcome back. Everything going well with the ambassadors?
Nothing else I need at the moment.
Good luck then, Captain. Hello.
Hello.
Yes?
Boss man never came back. I thought he said he was leaving to
Not
go
sure if
talk
those
to them,
foreign zealots live in space
and he
or got separated
didn't. So where did he actually go?
from their home planet.
If he's not out talking to the other ambassadors like he's supposed to. Commander?
Captain, Admiral Logan informed me of your part in halting the attacks. Whole damn city owes you. Now, what do you need?
Just checking in, Commander. Making sure you're aware I'm still doing my job. That's Freestar. Oh, that's where I'm going. That's right. Frester. Frester Collective.
I'm telling you, it's a cover-up. They don't want us to know the truth.
Huh.
Huh. You're right. They don't.
How you liking that laser gun? Pew, pew.
This isn't lasers. Andreas and Terrence. Those are named people. Frester Collective. Y'all got a magazine here?
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on
What?
through.
Why is it so dark in here? That the darkness is just covering his face.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
Thanks. I really needed to know where I was allowed, so this is the conference room. And this is the lobby. And that's a master locked vent.
Terramorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Guests can make themselves comfortable in the lobby.
Should I talk to Cameron first? Oh, Cameron has his own office. Talk to Cameron first.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier.
You did get lucky. It was a war zone down there.
Well, then you have my earnest thanks. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her.
I don't know if this will cut me out, but I don't want to lie to him yet. Sounds like you could be doing more. A lot more. Like working with me.
You want to work with me? Why don't we talk somewhere a bit more private?
Okay. Just so you're aware, I'm going with him. So I'm allowed down here. I'm allowed to look in this room. He gave me the okay. This is his room. Got a big old double bed.
So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me?
Because we need help preventing more Terramorph attacks. We're not expecting the Ambassador's support.
No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me?
Can you get access to the archival code machine?
The code machine? Only the ambassador's cleared for in there. Sorry.
I need to get access to her quarters without being seen.
Her quarters? Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services?
Protection from Terramorph attacks. What do you mean? before I give him the money, you know what? I need to clear something with my superiors, and I'll be right back.
Oh, all right. I'll be here.
I don't want to just give him that money. I'm hoping I get to keep any that I don't spend. I don't need it, but I have it already, so I might as well. Give me a sec, Ambassador. Never mind, your door is locked. There's your key right there. I could just take it. I could literally just get behind you and just take it. Oh, never mind, it's a 26.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Where did that person come from? The door never opened. I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collective's help.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
No, they sent me to beg. You heard correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
I don't have a Freestar check? Are you serious? There was just an attack on the city. You're really not going to help us?
No, Captain, I'm not, and I'll tell you why. What you experienced down there at the spaceport, I've lived that once before already. Fought tooth and nail as aliens rampaged in the streets of my home and others all throughout the collective. But my aliens were placed there by UC hands. So I'm not interested in anyone getting power like that ever again. The UC most of all.
So your logic is you've experienced it before, so you're not going to want to stop it from happening again? I mean, you are saying you are going to do that, but clearly you didn't. What if I told you that terramorphs couldn't be weaponized? Would that change your mind?
You have my answer. Now, please take the hint.
Well, we can persuade. Please, Ambassador, just listen to what I have to say. I feel like it's one of these checks that's going to automatically fail, so we're going to give it a shot.
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
Thank you. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
We need to beat an 8. I don't think I've ever had to beat a 10 before. So, the Terramorph Xenoweapons project was a failure. That knowledge isn't dangerous.
You know that for sure. That is interesting.
I mean, I do know that for sure because... Oh, here's my Freestar Ranger check. Because I read Project Pet Shop at the beginning of the game. 5. I'm a Freestar Ranger. I know right from wrong when I see it, and the UC is trying to do right here.
A ranger serving the cause of the colonies. You must really believe in this little endeavor. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
I mean, I am completely good with all of that. So I'm going to say yes. If my people don't like it, they can deal with it. They're not even my people. Yes.
Excellent. Follow me.
I've convinced Radcliffe to hand over her archival code. She's directed me to follow her. Like, going behind an ambassador's back is not a good choice. So I don't want to do that.
Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
Especially when I prefer the Rangers over the Collective. She's kind of a, you know, B word. But I like all the other Rangers I've encountered. So...
They tell me it should only take a moment.
Plus, I don't want to pick Master Locks. I hate the lockpicking system.
There. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Thank you, Evangeline.
Trust must be earned. So, we'll let the UC earn it.
Exactly. Can I go back to Cameron? No. Seems like Cameron leaves this room. Oh, there he is.
Captain. Apologies. Something I need to attend to. Radcliffe. Always more errands to run. Guess the UC got what it needed then, huh?
Okay, so I can't get access to her bedroom anymore. I mean, I can always just pick the lock and get in there, but again, I don't think... It's just a notebook. I don't think that's the way to go about it. Talking to them is the way to go about it. Always talk first. Which we did. I got the Freestar archival code. Now I just need Varun code. Time to speak to Ambassador Balmore. I am Balmore of House Varun. He's not even gonna sound like that. He's probably gonna have like a very nasally, nerdy voice. Cause that would be funny. Because that's House Falroon, right? Yeah. Hey! Selling fake used ship warranties. Buddy!
Oh, hey! Can I help you?
Willa Norton. Hey, look, I'm in the middle of something. Here's a choice. Surrender or die. Feel free to think about it while your brain is still intact.
What? There must be a mix-up.
Maybe you'll just have to pay a fine.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not that big of a deal after all.
Alright, everybody says they're innocent, you know.
I can't believe they put a bounty on my head. Good grief. Well, when you put it that way, I'll take the option where I don't die.
Yep, thanks for the money.
Man, I dive deep into some chunks right now. Wanna yoink?
Here it comes. So this is the first person on New Atlantis when I arrest someone. Runs over to arrest him. Good job, soldier. Okay. Hold on, I gotta reassign the mission. But you can't pass up that easy money. And if you're trying to build your persuade, those are great. They're better than doing the ones for the people. For like the Starship people, because the Starship people, once you do it, you're locked in. With these guys, it doesn't matter if you lock in. Okay, what is that? Just a folder. This place is trashed. Nice serpent statues, though. Got an elevator. This is most likely the exit elevator. Ooh. These aren't stealing. That's probably significant. Let's go to the second floor first. Just a cup. To the embassy. You weren't lying about all these flowers in here. Okay, so someone is alive down here. A crackling voice just beckoned me towards the nearby intercom. I should go check it out. Hissing voice. Power switch. Okay. Lobby security computer. Well, let's go ahead and shut the robots and turrets down in the next room because we don't want to be dealing with that. Oh, no, are you kidding me? Yes. Always check before you move forward. Okay, that means these ones go here. Should I turn them on? Okay. Turrets are now on my side. Oh, hallucinogenic gas. Well, plants. I was hoping I could take these outfits, but I can't. But I'm guessing they're meant to be there to cause me to hallucinate. Destroyed robot here. Another mission that's meant to be scary. So I couldn't do anything about the robots. Come, follow me. Why do you have so many mannequins here? Why can't I loot the outfit from any of them? Wow, turret. Thanks. Handling your business. Varun Scripture number 6 permanently increases sneak bonus by 1% and melee sneak bonus melee sneak attack damage by 5%. Let's go ahead and get a look at that. The Great Serpent. Oh! Straight on through the mist. I can't move. It has me pinned to the wall. Come on. It won't let me reload. What the heck? Living Quarters Local Systems Computer. Advanced lock. Before we hack that, is there a way around it? Wait, weren't you facing me a second ago? And now you're turned around? I could have swore this mannequin was in my direction. Oh, it's giving me a Nova Blast. There's gonna be people down here? Okay. Let's go ahead and give this a go. Sorry. I thought that was going to take longer, so I just turned on the AC for a bit. All that netted me was a terminal that I could have used to turn off the robots. Guide within the serpent. Well, I was going to see if I could find a terminal immediately afterwards, but there wasn't. There's two terminals right there, two turrets right there. Find the defenses active. I do find that they are active. That's inaccessible. Which means I'm going upstairs. Alright, turrets are shooting there. Got a Nova Blast pistol. So it's not that one. Should I just take it out anyways? Neutralized. Oh, hey. Another Nova Blast pistol. Guessing these guys were pacifists? House Varun? The non-zealot ones were pacifists? Chunks apples. And I can't take that one. Isn't that some of the wood from the tree? Like elder tree? Wants me to release him. Whoever he is. Good thing I didn't waste the time unlocking that door. Common room security, advanced computer. Okay. And again, it was just a terminal computer, but I already shut down the turrets. Turret computer, not terminal computer. And I'm not going to waste the time opening a door. Again, was he already facing me? What happened to the gas in this specific room? Why did it disappear? Did I vent this gas? Okay, wait. That only shut off the ones upstairs? These two are still active? That robot's gonna wake up on a second pass. Okay, so that vented the room. Conference room security computer. This is going to turn off those things that we just turned off, I'm betting. But I have to check it in case there's some kind of lore. Yeah, I anticipated that. Unless, was this the thing that was talking to me the whole time? Was it the robot? Nope, there you are. Okay. I came from this direction. Yeah. Sorry, buddy, but I anticipated that. Okay, gotta eliminate the demons in the basement. I approached another intercom in the basement, but this one had a warning about guardians. I guess I should be cautious as I proceed inside. Eliminate the robots. Doggy bots. They are doggy bots. Now we need to approach the stranger. That's him. Kazric.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
You got it, Kazric. Ooh, ambassador suit. I get his outfit. Probably could have gotten hers if I went into her room. Will be nice and close your stuff up. Into dungeon trunk. Thank you, buddy. Your bed. Cred stick marked as theft, even though these are not. So we'll take those. Storeroom key. Not theft, so I'll take that. And there's his machine. Oh. Personal computer. Oh, come on, dude. 8 entries? What do you got to say for 8 entries long? Let's talk to him first.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Is that what happened here? A power surge?
I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared?
Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous? Well, it would be venomous. It's a venom tree.
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Spaceport is in rough shape, but not that much else was damaged. We only saw one person get killed, and that was before our very eyes.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Yeah, I hear a thing going off. Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You got it, dude. Knowledge can't be evil. What about the knowledge of, say, gunpowder? Again, that's not evil.
A fine counterexample, responsible for the deaths of millions on ancient Earth. And, fireworks? Absolutely capable of being put to violence, but not evil in itself. And here you are with a similar conundrum. I might be willing to support you if I knew I would not be tarnishing the legacy of House Varun by doing so.
I mean, you have my word that I'm going to use the information for good. Make sure that's the only thing. But obviously, I probably won't be there when they do look at the information.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
You got it, Valmore.
Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
I never tried to pickpocket you. Hold on.
I will not have House Varun be known only for slaughter.
So, why'd the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where'd they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Okay. Why did you stay behind?
House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers.
What has it been like being from House Varun in New Atlantis?
It was tolerable, even pleasant, when my brethren were here in the embassy with me. We remade this place as best we could into a home we all would recognize. our native flora, our iconography, our connection to the Serpent. They came with us. With my brethren gone, it has been trying. But the Great Serpent has always provided me a path in my darkest moments.
The Great Serpent? That's your god, right?
The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Varun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now great house. The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark, and infuses our lives with the meaning the universe so often fails to provide.
Well, thanks, buddy. I'm gonna check out your terminal and read all your diary entries. As long as you're cool with that, which you are. 8 of them. Log 1, Arrival. Yesterday marked the beginning of my tenure as House Faroon's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening the new embassy would demonstrate that we had moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport to the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoing of House Faroon will not be so easily forgotten. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of a peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for the goal, or for that goal, regardless of any resistance I may face. Though I find myself in a strange land, I know the Great Serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. Log 2, Protests. This morning, I was roused from contemplative prayer by the sounds of muffled shoutings. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of UC citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to their government's attempts to establish diplomatic ties with House Faroon, and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. My attempts to engage them in discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak with me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, forcing me back into the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intend to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the United Colonies. We'll just say that. Their aid will be essential in this effort, or if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. Log 4, a visitor. Someone came to the embassy. Each day my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, Sia Maven arrived at my embassy to receive a visit from such a high-ranking priestess, a Gravid, no less, with the intention of engaging in talks with the UC. I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the house could only mean those skeptical of our efforts could at long last see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sia's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She was refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the UC. Instead, she speaks incessantly about the needs to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of effort in gaining. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Faroon's future. The losses from the Serpent's Crusade were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Faroon's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sia see this. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host Deputy Diplomat Roland, who is not there anymore, is level-headed, reasonable, I dare say even sympathetic. A rare animal among the UC. UC host, Roland, which again, still not there. I thought that was the free star. If prior experience is to be any indicator, if Sia approaches him with open arms, I have faith that he would embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Log 4, Dinner. Great Serpent, is this a test of my faith? Do you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising, even congenial. Yes, there were pointed questions about House Faroon's intentions, but overall, an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of Roland's more boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you snakes after what you did?" that I believe the Gravide reached her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought, and I realized too late that this was a salvo Sia would not let pass. A dessert was served. Sia excused herself. We waited for her to return, and waited, and waited. When it had become clear that Gravide had simply left, I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There, I found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I need to." So, wait, she politely excused herself, and that's a bad thing? If people were treating me like shit, I'm leaving the table too. Okay. And she left without another word. I've reached out to my contacts back in Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in the venture, that Jarek Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. He made it seem like she attacked them when they insulted her, but she just got up from the table and walked away. Log 5, a test of faith. The last of my staff has left today, our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Faroon's leaders have ceased all communications with the UC. Our own orders from Dazra, have I even found Dazra yet as a planet? Were not much better, standing as a single word. Return. No other reason mentioned for our abandonment of our post, for the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of faith when I see one. I serve House Faroon. A simple understanding of that directive will be that I follow their orders, but what we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, it cannot be on our own. If others refuse to see that, so be it. So here I stand, waiting for the day they'll all see the truth and come back. Log 6, silence. There has been no word from my people in months. I have made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching Dazra at all. As such, I have had much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met, because of some drunken slight? Even Sia is not that influential amongst the court. No, there is something larger at play here, the recalling of the staff. It wasn't because of the incident with the Gravide. A change has occurred, yet by staying, I now may never know what it is. Only time will tell. Log 7, Spies. It seems it's been quite some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A UC spy snuck inside the embassy, just before dawn. As I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first, I presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator descending. Presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things, I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched like a gargoyle perched on a parapet as the young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating. Obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House Faroon could still garner such fear. Even this long after the end of the Serpent's Crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returning to the elevator, and I to my meditation. As I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. Sorry, I read that too quickly, so I didn't get the full message. Okay. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on the door. This was a spy, someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? Log 8, a surprising message. It's happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Faroon has contacted me at last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I am comforted by House Faroon's willingness to re-engage in communication. I am hopeful that it signifies Dazra's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the United Colonies. Great Serpent, you answer my prayers at last. I stand firm in my beliefs that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House Faroon's interests in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people and those who once stood against it and help to usher in an area of harmony at last. Sorry, it's so hot. I'm reading it quickly enough so I can get through it. But oh my gosh, it's 96.
We'll be so...
Yeah, you have nothing new to add. So we're going to go ahead and leave and hope there's no more stuff it's going to throw at me. I forgot I stole the key. What's in here? I didn't steal the key. It wasn't marked as theft. Another Nova Blast, and now I'm encumbered and a bunch of turrets. Oh! Yes. And the House Faroon outfit. It didn't have the helmet, but I could have swore. Oh, no, it didn't have the helmet on the mannequin. Never mind. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave then. I got both codes in hand. Time to return to Deputy McIntyre and collect the UC's archival code. Didn't they already give me the UC code? I'm over encumbered. I won't be able to fast travel, so I'm just gonna run. My voice is going out because of the heat. Okay. Hopefully that water wetted my whistle. It's telling me to go down.
On the record? What response?
Ah, Captain. Congratulations.
But Deputy McIntyre's inside of an office. Why would I go downward? I have returned.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Yep, code pieces from House Faroon and the Freestar collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
You got it.
They'll walk you through everything, step by step.
Deputy McIntyre has given me the last code and directed me to the archives across the plaza from Mast. Why didn't I get this one first? I guess so if I got attacked and killed, they wouldn't have it. Though it doesn't do them any good because I was told that the codes change every day or whatever. But okay.
By the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the following.
I also feel like the House Faroon should be the center as they are the neutral party. So UC there where the UC officer is standing, FC there where the Freestar officer is standing, and in the middle, House Faroon. We recall the cost of unfettered war. We stand as the bulwark of peace.
No funny business. Understand? We run a tight ship down here.
You got it.
You got your clearances? Good.
Okay, I'm going to use the FC door.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return search the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Okay, but I can't talk to you guys. Are monitors not UC? Because you're wearing UC outfit, but this should be Freestar. Freestar. UC. And then obviously they don't have a representative here. Varun.
All codes verified. Unlock engaged. You may proceed, Captain.
Okay. And of course it's the one directly in the middle. T for Terramorph, I'm guessing. Oh. It's in a suitcase. Do I close this or do you close it? Soldier, her soldier left. Your soldier's still here. Oh! Back, okay. I now got the data. Time to return to Deputy McIntyre. Okay. A lot of fetching here. A lot of fetching.
Captain, can I help you?
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of Terramorphs touch down undetected?
That's what we're trying to find out, buddy. Typhon.
Yes? What?
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Give the data to Hadrian.
Plan is for Hadrian to take the data from here.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Is the answer to stopping more attacks really in here?
You're carrying the most comprehensive collection of information on Terramorphs in the known universe. If we can't pry an answer out of there, it likely doesn't exist. Certainly doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we're not going to know until Percival and I dig in, so whenever you're ready.
Well, I made a promise. Hadrian, can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This This is us starting to put some things right.
All right, then. Major, you may take possession of the Terramorph data.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So, with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
This is headed straight to Mars. Join us there once you're done.
I don't think the most important thing is getting me my citizenship. It's putting down a Terramorph threat. Plus, you guys got Typhon on the ship. This isn't a ship, this is a planet. You got a Typhon problem.
Excuse me.
You need to get that handled. Oh, I'm going back in here. Who's in here? President? President Abea? Oh, where are you taking me? The locked room? This room was locked earlier. What's up here? Is she gonna betray me? Is she the one that brought the Terramorph here? Because this is very unsettling, especially as someone who doesn't like heights. Deputy?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
Remind me again why I would want to become a citizen?
Well, only citizens can own property in New Atlantis. We also pay a discounted rate at any United Colonies merchant. And all citizens receive an ample credit disbursement upon joining.
Speaking of which, do I get to keep the credits you guys gave me earlier? Because I'm going to. This doesn't mean I can't be a citizen elsewhere, does it?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
Okay, then I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I've really got to do all of that?
To the best of your abilities, yes. But I think you can manage. So, will you let those values guide you as a citizen?
For a house that I still have to pay for? Sure.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Asked for me by name? Who are you talking about? Who knows me by name?
I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Do I have it?
I'll take it to my grave, and possibly their grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Plus, I just got a bunch more money. I think that was just the money I already had. They just let me keep it. The devils you know. That don't sound good.